Hi there. This morning I am up at 6:30 and getting ready to go to town on my dog visiting adventure. I am going to select a breed, and well, she says select, but I think I've already decided. But there are still nagging, but there's these other kinds of dogs. I guess I don't know if it's a anxiety thing, but having to make a choice and then you can't choose the other things after. But I think in my heart of hearts that I should go with the dog breed that I have wanted my whole life. The dog breed that I saw 20 years ago on the street and saw and thought, that's an amazing dog. Oh, I wish I could have a dog like that one day. Isn't that the best dog I ever saw? And it was a standard poodle. It was such a big, beautiful, graceful, elegant poodle. And it was brown, and I'd never seen a big brown poodle before. And today I have the chance to get a big brown poodle as a puppy for an unprecedentedly low price. And an opportunity like this may never come again. And she's willing even to bring it to the town where I regularly shop. I don't have to drive 7 hours, 10 hours to get it. I don't have to pay $3,000 to get it. It's regular dog price. And I think I may just go with that. In any case, I'll probably put the $150 non-refundable deposit on her, so that if I do go away and look at other dogs, I won't lose her. So other dogs on my mind, I looked on Kijiji because I have already contacted several breeders and the SPCA and a couple of other dog rescue groups, even the International Dog Rescue Group where they bring dogs in from other countries. So I went to Kijiji and I was amazed how many dogs for rehoming and puppies that I saw on there, all within 7 hours drive. I favorited many of them. I contacted 6 of them, and I already have arranged to go and meet a lady 7 hours drive away from here, but 6.25 from my shopping city. So that dog is a dog breed I never considered, but I saw them on Kijiji, and the dog I had seen at the International Rescue was part Whippet, part miniature pinscher. And it was such a pretty girl and sleek, and those cute flopped over ears, and she was a handy size and very graceful looking limbs and everything. So that got me looking into the different kinds of pinschers. And then on Kijiji, I saw Dobermans, and I wondered, is that a Doberman pinscher or is a Doberman a different kind of dog? But anyway, what a pretty goofy looking 1-year-old dog I saw on there. Brown, ears not clipped, and I only learned that recently too, that Dobermans with their straight up ears that look all scary, they're cut to look like that. Naturally, they're flop over Odie style ears. Really cute triangle ears, or I think they're called button ears. And they don't have to have their tails docked either. They have long whippy tails. And apparently there are also 2 kinds of Doberman pinschers. The European kind, which is the big muscular, more protective kind, and the American kind, which is a skinnier, less muscular, and more family-friendly kind. And that's the kind I've arranged to go see today. And good features that I discovered about this dog breed are that it is okay being left alone at home, 3 stars out of 5, whereas the poodle only gets 1. That's a major factor for me. I mean, it does drool a bit, but not constantly. I did want a dog that doesn't drool. It does shed a bit, but you don't have to take it to the groomers. Whereas the poodle is going to cost me a bit in getting it groomed because the hair grows constantly. However, a poodle is a fluffy, cuddly dog, and a pinscher is a sleek, shiny dog. But anyway, I don't know. A pinscher is also going to be 70 pounds, which is too heavy for me to lift. And that's a major consideration. Whereas the poodle will be 45 to 55 pounds, which is still pretty heavy for me, but I could pick it up. Other dog breeds I started considering because I know the American Pinscher is still very protective and not very stranger friendly. Now that doesn't bother me too much because I don't really run into people that often. And it might be a good thing to have a protector. It might help me feel more safe and secure. But it might rule out the dog helping me to meet people. Because whenever someone comes over and says, "Oh, what a beautiful dog, what kind is it?" she will maybe growl at them. Whereas a poodle would be friendly. So that's a consideration. So then I started thinking, well, what other dogs are tall and lean and elegant looking? And I found the Vizsla. Which is also known as a Hungarian pointer. It weighs less than a pinscher. They're all a beautiful warm brown color. They have bigger ears, not the triangle kind, but like the floppy kind. They're really cute too. They're slightly less good being left alone. They only get 2 stars. I'm using the dog comparison website. If you need to, you can look that up. DOGELL. I'm using it a lot. But I don't know if it's my anxiety or some other thing about me, but I will compare and compare and compare and gather more data and keep going and make lists and draw up charts, and it gets quite ridiculous. And I take screenshots of my comparisons, and I have trouble stopping. I can't seem to stop trying to find the perfect dog. But it'll have to stop, or else I'll never get a dog. And today is the perfect opportunity for me to get the dog of my dreams. A big brown poodle. Yeah, the other dog I'm considering is this Saluki. I mentioned that in my other video. And finally this morning, after 4 days, heard back from the Saluki breeder that I could reach from here. I think she's the only one. She didn't give me a price yet. So that's funny that I finally heard back from her today, the day I'm going to meet the poodle. Salukis are better left alone. They get 3 stars for that. Also, they don't shed, they don't drool. They're the right size, and they're elegant and beautiful and different. So, yikes. Am I being hasty? Hard to decide, and I hate having to make all my decisions myself, but then I also hate other people thinking for me, and I know that I must learn to make my own decisions and think for myself. In fact, I'm very adamant about that. I get very angry if people try to jump into my brain and do my thinking for me. So I will make this decision. I am able. And whatever decision I make will be the end of it. And, you never know. I could get another dog in a few years' time. I could have 2 dogs. Why not? I saw a picture of this lovely actress from the 80s yesterday as I was looking up people who have standard poodles. She has a standard poodle, but she also has a King Charles Cavalier and a miniature poodle. She's got 3 dogs. Why not? Well, I will have 3 pets. I got 2 cats, and then I'll have a dog. Maybe 4 pets is too many. Or, well, we'll see. Time will tell. I can't know everything, can I? I can't foretell everything. Okay, well, I got my dog. And here she is. There she is. She's 11 months old and a standard poodle. And I got her from the Hutterites. At a fraction of the cost, I would get a poodle puppy from a breeder. And so my plan was to go meet this puppy and a sister of hers from the Hutterite lady who was meeting me in my nearest city, which is only an hour and a quarter away. And then after that, to drive 6.25 hours into Alberta to meet a Doberman puppy. And then there were other potential ads that I could have gone to visit after that if I still wasn't clear on what I wanted to do. And I could contact them and maybe make 1 or 2 more stops. And I had also inquired of a 6-year-old standard poodle from another Kijiji ad, which asked the respondents to send her a text if we wanted to meet the dog. So I did, and she didn't reply. So I figured either she had already rehomed the dog, or she didn't like what I said in my text or something. I had offended her, or one or the other. But anyway, the main thing was she didn't answer, so I couldn't take that any further. So I had a vet visit that morning, and I asked the vet about the difference between poodles and Dobermans to help me decide which breed of dog would be best for me. And based on that, I was pretty sure that a Doberman would not be the best for me because I don't want to scare off any other humans out there who might want to come over and talk to me and greet my dog. So I decided that that was the main factor why a Doberman wouldn't be right for me, despite the difference in their coats. And the Doberman is a little bigger, but it requires very little grooming. Whereas, as everybody knows, poodles have to be groomed at a cost. So, and they're fluffy, which is nice. Fluffy dogs are nice. So I decided, and the vet also said that she's very fond of poodles. She thinks poodles are a lovely breed. And when I met these 2 puppies out of that car, it was like, I don't need to see any more dogs. This is the one I want. So I basically said yes on the spot, and pretty quickly decided how to get her back to my house. And so now I have her, and she is a wicked little ball of energy, and she wants to chew everything in sight, including my pants, my sweater, my Afghan, my doily, my coasters, my cell phone, my puppy care book, my tea towels, and the edges of my rugs. So, yes, I was getting a little frazzled this morning. This is day 4. After she pooped on my cowhide rug, that was the first number 2 she's done in the house. All the others were outside, so I was quite surprised because she was outside only 5 minutes prior to that and did a pee, and then she came in and pooped on my carpet, so I wasn't happy about that. And then I took her for a walk because she was so rambunctious in the house, so I took her for a walk, and she didn't want to go past a certain point. I was going to take her to the park. She wouldn't go past the post office, so I decided I picked her up and carried her past the post office, because I guess, well, she saw a big truck there last time and maybe she was scared. So I took her to the crosswalk. She would not cross the street to go to the park. So, as I read in my puppy care book yesterday, you're not supposed to push them. and you're supposed to let them go at their own pace. So I decided, okay, she wants to go home, we'll go home. That's enough for now. Besides, I was carrying a poop bag and it was stinky, and I wanted to get rid of it and wash my hands just in case. So we came home, and oh man, I am emotionally, mentally exhausted from puppy care. I mean, she is letting me sleep, thank the gods. She doesn't wake me up at night. But so I also contacted the 6-year-old dog lady, the 6-year-old standard poodle lady, to find out why she had ignored my text, because well, I just needed to know for my sake, to put my mind at rest. What had I said that had caused her not to reply? And I found out today she did answer, and she hadn't received my text. So, you know, you gotta never assume, never assume. People aren't rejecting you. They don't hate you. They are not ignoring you on purpose. She did not get my text because I got the number wrong number text. And whoever got my text didn't notify me that it was the wrong number. So now I wish I had contacted her through Kijiji, because then I would have been sure she'd seen my inquiry. So now I have an 11-week-old puppy, which is getting up on 3 months, almost 3 months old. And I could have had a 6-year-old trained adult dog who doesn't mess on the floor, who knows how to heel and how to walk, and isn't rambunctious, and I just felt like crying. Because I am stressed now. I wanted an adult dog, and now I'm thinking, well, should I offer to do a swap? But now I've named her, I've told people about her, my mom, my son, my godmother, my employer, and I wanted a brown poodle. The other one is gray, and you know, there's good things about having a puppy. You know, she starts out the same size and weight as my cats, and I get to watch her grow up. And she gets to grow up as part of the family and become extra bonded to me and familiar with my commands and my wishes, right? She's very eager to please. So I've managed to teach her to sit already. Working on heel, that's a harder one, to get her to walk nicely on her leash, because she's all over the place. At first she would just follow me, and so close that she'd get kicked by my heels as I walk her, and then she'd stumble me up by walking in front of me or going between my legs or twisting the leash around my legs. And then she'd run, and then she'd stop. Hey, no! And she's chewing on the cat scratcher. No. This is for you. Yuck. This just yuck. And I've got muddy paw prints all over my floor, and I don't like that. So I'm really wondering whether, and she's drinking from the cat's water bowl all the time, and I googled that. Luckily I still have some data, and I can Google some things I need to know now, like, is that safe for the cats, that the dog's drinking out of their water bowl? I mean, I don't like it. I have to put the cat's food up and out of her way before I let her out of her room, or else she goes straight to the cat bowls and eats their food before I can even get there. She eats her food ferociously. Like, she doesn't eat neatly. And it's gone in 2 seconds. I guess she had to compete with her siblings for food as a puppy, and now she thinks she has to eat fast in order to get her food. Well, I hope that she'll learn. She doesn't have to wolf it down like that. It was alarming the first time I saw that. I'm used to the way my cats eat, very daintily, you know. And she's just in her bowl. Oh, what? What? What was that? What was that? That's her loudest bark yet. She's hardly barked. My fire has died, so I'll have to tend to that later. Oh, I tell you. My eyes are itchy and puffy and red, and I've been blowing my nose a lot. Am I allergic to dog dander?